got my mug and I got my pinky.
We got our
Mug-
pinkies up. We
mug
got
and
our
pinky.
tea. We
There you
are
go.
live. We are
Ah.
transatlantically live.
Transatlantic. The cable is
Isn't that
working.
fun?
Oh, isn't it great? Oh, I love
Guys,
it. Excuse me. Ooh.
welcome to my channel. I'm Indiana Jones. If you haven't been here before, what the heck was holding you back? This is the most fun you'll have on the internet. Why not? Because I'm live and I'm wacky and you never know what to expect. What do I do here? Sometimes I craft, sometimes I tell stories, and sometimes I meet with international visitors like Steve at London Visited. So Steve, tell us about London Visited. Tell us about your channel. Everybody, welcome Steve. Give him
hi. Great to see you. Good afternoon to you, or hello wherever you are on this wonderful planet. Oh, this is brilliant. This is great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us along.
And I'm so grateful that you visited my channel and left a comment. And then I was like, oh, this is too cool. We gotta group up and do something fun together.
Oh,
so Steve, what time is it over there? It's 3 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time.
So 3 o'clock Eastern Standard. We are GMT, and we are 8 o'clock. Or
8:01.
8 o'clock at night. So it is
Very
dark.
Nice.
It's just the right time to do this, actually. It's just the right time to do this. So
you're having
cheers.
Tea at this time. Cheers.
Yes,
cheers.
Tea
there you go.
And food. Food ready as well. Oh, we're going to go for that.
Tell us about your scones. And introduce scones. Scones, people. And like those things that you buy at Starbucks, those are not scones. Those are like, I don't know, footballs or something. They're hard.
Oh, are they?
They're hard. They're not flaky.
That's probably because they've been out of the box for a little while.
Because if you haven't had a scone is very similar to making an American biscuit. Now, a biscuit to them is a cookie. It's not a cookie. For us, it's a biscuit. It's like a flaky biscuit, soft and buttery. Like the round biscuits that we have. You have scones. They're made in a very similar way. It's flour and butter and milk. It's delicious. So tell us how you serve your scones.
Right.
And what's the difference?
So here we go. So yeah, we certainly call it. It depends whereabouts in the country you're from, but I tend to call them a scone. But what I've got here is I've got two halves of a scone, and I've served them both differently because there's two different ways you can have it. So you've got to have clotted cream. There's no doubt about it, and also you've got to have what we call strawberry jam. I think you call it strawberry jelly. Is that right?
No,
strawberry jelly.
We have jam. We have jam.
Oh, you have jam. Right. Okay.
Yes,
I just want to get the right bit. Just want to get that bit right. So we've got it in two ways. So if you go down to Cornwall and have a Cornish cream tea, you have, hopefully you can just about see that. There we go. So you have the cream on top. Cream is the first bit, and then you have the jam on top. But if you go to the county before you get to Cornwall and you go to Devon, you have it the other way around. If you want, of course, it depends. It's not a law or anything like that, but it's recommended. So you have the scone, then you have the jam, and then you have your cream on top. Either way, it's a complete mess because it just goes everywhere.
Oh,
I think that's
a universal. Delicious. That's what makes it delicious. But now, okay, so you talk about Devon. Is Devon the same as Devonshire? Because I've seen Devonshire cream.
Devonshire cream.
Devonshire. Oh, sheer. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Who am I to build language?
No. I mean, I want to learn. Definitely.
Cream. Because the county is Devon, so it's not Devonshire.
Okay, got it.
But it might be they might have added that bit to it for the brand,
like a name brand. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So they may well have done that. So you've got the county of Devon, and then you've got the county of Cornwall, which is at the end. So if you look at the UK, Cornwall is that far bit right at the very bottom. It almost looks like a bit of a boot kicking out underneath. So Cornwall's at that bit, and the Devon's just a bit before on that far end bit. There you go.
So I want to find out more. So I want to introduce everybody to your channel, because if you haven't checked out Steve's channel before this, because I had announced this a couple of days ago, London Visited is so much fun because you go and you visit London with him. Now, sometimes I don't leave comments because I'm watching you on TV because I love watching it in big screen, and especially like the light sets, that they have, absolutely beautiful. I love when you go into the stores, and this is what's amazing, because he went to all the stores and he showed like all these different ornaments at all the different stores. So he went to Harrods, he went to Fortune and Mason, which I love. And it's just the details of how they decorate in the different areas. This morning, actually, he posted a new video on Bond Street and how they were celebrating James Bond's what 60th anniversary, which is coming up.
60th anniversary in beginning of the year. So next year is 60 years of James Bond.
Wow.
And in 1962 they released Dr. No, so it was in October, with Sean Connery, of course, and he was his first run of, I think it's about 6 or 7 films, depending if you include one of the ones that he did in the 80s. So they're celebrating that. So a really, really posh arcade in London is called the Burlington Arcade. And normally at Christmas they do it all up with Christmas trees and various other bits. This year they've just decided to go James Bond style. And the beautiful thing about it is they've got pictures of all the different James Bonds. But as you walk through, you know that bit at the beginning of the film where James Bond walks into the circle and turns and shoots? Yes. They've got loads and loads of those circles.
I saw that. That is so cool. I can see me standing there with my kids, like doing the whole thing with the gun.
The number of people that were doing it when I was filming was incredible. So people walking, literally walking, turning and go like that.
Oh my gosh, too fun. So what was the inspiration of your channel? When did you start your channel and why?
Yeah, so I've always
let's get down to the tea.
Oh, let's get down to the tea. Go on, you pour yourself a fresh cuppa, as they say out here.
A cuppa?
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's another colloquialism. So I got into London, many, many years ago when I was still at school. Double Gloucester cheese with, was that chives and onion in it?
Chives and onions.
Oh, I can smell it. So, love it. Love that on a cracker. So when I was 14 or 15, I had a summer job, and I rode around the whole of London in the front of a white van, changing the curtains. I was working for a curtain company, and I was changing the curtains in all of these places. But I got to know the West End of London like the back of my hand, because we were driving all around. And I would go into these really posh places. Like there's if you go down the Pall Mall, there's a whole load of gentlemen's clubs. There used to be gentlemen's clubs, but they were gentlemen's clubs at the time. And you go in there, very, very posh. It's just, you have to go in by invite. You've got to be a member, etc. And I was changing curtains. So there was me in the middle of summer in these massive bay windows down Pall Mall, changing the curtains, and then going off to other places and doing it. But I got to know London so well then. So I just spent more and more time up in London. So we started the channel about 2.5 years ago. And I decided, right, we're going to start the channel. I have a young family. They love coming up to London as well. So it's how can we get London out for families to come over and enjoy, but also do it on a budget, because like any major city, wherever you are across the world, major city, it's got one thing in common. Ding! It's not cheap. Money. You need the money. So the idea is, let's show you stuff. Not everything is free, but actually being budget conscious and just helping everyone. So if you're bringing children up, these are the sorts of things you can take them to, so you haven't got to go looking it up. And that's the inspiration behind it. So gradually growing since, and loving it.
And it's wonderful. I mean, you literally go through the streets of London and you go through all these like wonderful locations. And just give us a local view, because one thing is, when a tourist company does these kind of things, but when it's another person, it's almost like a friend is taking you around, and it's the coolest thing. So wait, before we go any further, I want to say hi to everybody that's here. We have Robin, we have a happy hoarder. Jerry is here. What if I could? John, Carmen. Let's see who else. Mary's here. Lola, Liz. Who else is here? Alexis, Liz again. There's Carmen, Jaden. Hey, Jaden.
Hey, hi, Jaden.
That's your son?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Hi, Jaden. How you doing? Well, here's my son. Say hi. Luke's here.
Oh. Hey, hi, Luke.
He's got his proper. He's got his proper long hair there.
Can I have some tea?
Yeah, you can have some tea.
Is it still hot?
Yeah, it's still hot.
Okay,
go get a cup. Go get a cuppa. Cup of
time for a cuppa. Cup of chai.
Time for a cuppa. So I have to tell you, I was raised very much loving all things British, because like I remember my family watching, we used to watch the BBC. So I was raised
with the news from the BBC.
Yeah, I don't know why. And they're Cuban. They're from Cuba. They're Hispanics. But I think they were so attracted to the accent. So we would literally watch so many shows from the BBC, including Doctor Who before it became American popularized. I used to watch Doctor Who number 4 and number 5. Those were my favorites.
So number 4 would have been Peter Davison.
Yes.
Oh, Tom Baker. Sorry, Tom Baker.
Tom Baker and
then
Peter
Peter
Davidson.
Peter Davidson
Yes.
took over. I remember that. I remember them morphing from one to the other. Oh,
Yes. So those, and you know, my dad, of course, watched. Oh gosh, what was the guy? The dirty old man. What was his name? Everybody watched.
Oh, Benny Hill.
Benny Hill, yes. Oh my gosh, Benny Hill. And Are You Being Served? And upstairs,
yes.
Downstairs. All these shows. That's what I was raised with. So as I, you know,
can I just apologize in advance?
No, those are no. I have to say, you guys have the funniest shows. And I mean, I myself in the 80s loved Absolutely Fabulous. That was like my show. I that. And do you remember?
Time for a bolly, darling. Time for a bolly.
Time for a bolly. But do you remember? Oh my gosh, what's the name of the college guys? The 4 college guys.
The young ones.
Oh my gosh, I love that show.
Yes. It was
I talk to people and they don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but that was the funniest show.
You're the first person ever internationally to mention it and actually to say you like it, because it's a very, very acquired taste.
It is hilarious.
Oh,
and you guys had, I mean, Emma Thompson came out in that show, and Hugh Laurie.
Oh, yeah,
you remember?
Yes,
when they did the college, when they did the college competition.
Yes, University Challenge.
And yes, and they were the
absolutely.
ones. She's like, hello.
Yes. I think Stephen Fry was in that as well. That's
Stephen Fry. I love
Stephen Fry was in that.
And I mean, really, and I still watch. I watch. What's his name? Oh my gosh, what's his name? What's the name of the guy that I love watching?
Which one?
Oh gosh, the guy who he interviews all the stars.
I know what you're talking about.
Piers Morgan.
No, not Piers Morgan.
No, red backdrop. Right?
The red backdrop.
Jonathan Ross.
You. You know, he was always very like
Graham
hyper.
Norton.
Yes, Graham Norton.
Oh, get that out there. Ah, right. Okay.
I watch that all the time because he has the best interviews. He always has the best interviews.
Yeah, he does. It's Friday night. We have it over here in the UK. So when do you get it? Do you get it not long after?
I watch it on YouTube actually, whenever I can.
Ah, right. So, okay.
Yeah. And of course, Downton Abbey. Which American person didn't watch Downton Abbey?
Yeah, most
for
Brits
goodness sakes, I love that. I love Downton Abbey. I've watched it 4 or 5 times, the whole series.
Incredible.
Between that and Game of Thrones, I don't know how I didn't pick up an English accent.
Yeah, Jon Snow. My son's still getting mad about Jon Snow.
I didn't think he was the cutest. I just, you know, except for the last 2 seasons, that I thought the acting, the storyline was fantastic. So we won't talk about that.
Fantastic. Oh,
we won't talk about that.
Brilliant.
But anyway,
look at this. All these people love Benny Hill. Benny Hill and Fab was my favorite. Oh, Monty Python. Lola. Monty Python. Oh absolutely.
Monty Python. Who didn't love Monty Python?
And of course, 40 Towers, of course, with John Cleese.
Faulty Towers. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I don't know. It's just I really love the, you know. So, like, are there any American shows that you watch that are not ripoffs of English shows? Because there's been several.
Crikey. I'm just trying to think now because we're watching. Well, I'm just trying to think we're watching on Netflix.
What are you watching on Netflix?
Yeah, because we got. I did like 24 when that was on. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, that was good. Yes, that was good.
Kiefer Sutherland. He absolutely. No, was it Kiefer? No.
Yeah, it was Kiefer Sutherland.
Right, brilliant. He was excellent, and also the other one that he was in, where he was playing the president in Wait. And he took over as president, and they did a couple of series of that, and I can't think what it was called. Friends. Yeah, Friends, of course, Friends.
I'm going to confess something to you. I've never liked Friends.
Oh, haven't you? Okay.
Never. I was never into the whole Friends thing. I was like,
was that the decoration of the studios you didn't like?
I don't know. I just said I never got into it. It's like, no, I don't get it. What's this? These 30-something-year-olds that still trying to figure out what they're trying to do with their lives. Get over it.
Oh dear. I'm just trying to think of other ones. Oh crikey, there will be
Mr. Bean. Oh my gosh, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Remember Mr. Bean with the turkey on his head, and everybody copied that, including Friends.
Oh, If you've never seen it, watch the first Mr. Bean, which they did as a pilot. And
Yes.
the bit he gets up first thing in the morning and he realizes
Yes.
he's late, and he puts the coffee in his mouth, the water in his mouth,
Yes.
the tea in his mouth, and everything. And then off it goes. Never forget that.
I know the one I'll never forget is the one when he walked all the way down to the beach and he had to get his bathing suit on.
Oh, yes, with a towel.
And he was like putting it on over the pants and then pulling the. How he did that, I don't know. And it turned out that the guy that was sitting there was blind the whole time. So. He is Rowan. That's another guy. Everybody talks about Mr. Bean, but did you ever watch Blackadder? People don't watch Blackadder.
Yeah,
Blackadder was
fantastic.
a brilliant series with Hugh Laurie in it as well. When Hugh Laurie was
the first series was. They didn't know if it was going to continue after the first series, because the first series of Blackadder wasn't fantastic. But the second series onwards, it was just absolutely accelerated and took off. Someone's put on here Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Is good. Blackadder. See, Lola mentioned Blackadder.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, because, so like I got into Midsummer Murders this year.
Right. Now, I must confess, I think I've seen one of them. Can I just ask, how is it you can have one small village in the UK, which probably has got a population of 20, and they all die multiple times over? There can't be anyone left there.
I know.
And if you saw a real estate agent with advertising to go and live in that place, you'd look at it and go, no, they all die.
No, I was at the point that it's because every time Luke would come and see, he goes, "Are they having a festival again?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't they outlaw the festivals?" Because every time they had a Shakespeare festival,
someone dies.
Jane Austen festival, somebody dies, somebody gets killed. It's an art festival, whatever. It's like
you don't want to check. You get a ticket. Have me life insurance.
And I love the demeanor, because American actors are very different from English actors, and it's so funny because they're like, "Mom, I'm sorry, we have some bad news." "Oh, really? Would you like some tea?" "Yes, please." Your husband's been found dead." "Oh dear, would you like some tea with that?" Yeah, like that, and it's like, and then it's like all of a sudden it's like, well, he's not just been found dead. We suspect that it's murder, but how can it be? He's never had any enemies except for maybe, and then all of a sudden it's like a whole litany of people that wanted to kill her husband. It's like, including her. I'm like,
yes.
But I love the way you guys react to stuff. It's like, really? Is that how
Oh God, absolutely.
Empathy solves everything.
Do you know what it does? Yeah, come sit down. Come sit down and have a cup of jar.
Yeah, I love that. But I really got into Midsummer Murders last year with the panning going on. I was like, time for Midsummer Murders. So now you wanted to craft alongside me.
I want to have a go, because I want to prove to anyone that watches this, okay, because I've seen some of the craft you've done before and it's really impressive. So especially some of the Christmas things. And the one bit I loved, which I wouldn't be able to get hold of bits of wood for love nor money, was the Christmas decorations you did for the tree, where you put the Father Christmas on the bit of wood that had been cut off. The slices of wood. Do you remember? You had the slices of wood and you stuck a Father Christmas on it, and then you trimmed it all round. It looked absolutely amazing. And then you put the ribbon on the back to hang it onto the tree. And that looked absolutely amazing. Had I done that, I think the piece of wood would have stuck to the desk. It would have stayed there. The Father, who knows where it would have been. So I just want to prove to people on this, and I just want to have a go at doing some. Now, I can't remember. What do you call your white glue? Because I know it was one of your passwords as well.
We have
That's
white
it, Mod
glue. We have Mod Podge. This has been around since like the 60s or something. This company Plaid came up with Mod Podge. And what I like about Mod Podge is that it can serve as a primer, it serves as a glue, and it also serves as a gloss on top, so that's why I use Mod Podge. And because I get it for free from the Plaid company of products. Plaid. I became a Plaid ambassador like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I had nobody watching me. I had like 200 subscribers, and they believed in me enough to give me. I was like, all right, you want to give me free product? Cool,
fantastic.
And they still do. So they're wonderful. I don't know if you have that company there.
No, not heard of it.
I'll pick that up.
Oh,
one more tea.
Yeah.
He liked the tea.
Is it for the tea?
What's
the tea? What is the tea type that you
have?
So the
tea, I have English breakfast, but I added a little bit of a mix of a tea. I go to a tea room here in Colley Square, and they have literally they have high tea there. And it's this spicy tea that they make. It's a spicy mix that you add to your tea. So it's very delicious. It has like orange peel. It has clove and cinnamon. It's perfect for the holidays. It's very much
so it's well and truly a blend.
Mm-hmm. So that, oh, look, look here, have some Stilton, some British cheese here.
British cheese.
It's
I think I'm
British.
going to have to do that. We've got a massive twining shop on Leicester Square,
Yes.
and it must have something like 500.
Twining, yes, I love
blends.
that tea.
Yeah, 500 different blends of tea. When you walk past it, they've just got canisters full of tea and different types of tea. So I'm going to have to go and film that, and also film the tea place in Fortnum and Mason as well, because they will make a blend of tea for you as well. So tell me the blend of tea you want. I will go and film it, and I will get the blend of tea and send it over. How about that?
Yeah, I would love that. I love Fortnum Mason, Fortnum and Mason. Guys, if you haven't seen Fortnum, you got to go see this place. I mean, go to his tour, and all you women will be like, "Oh my God, it's so cute! It's so pretty!" I love that place. I mean, the way it's painted, everything about that place.
And they all walk around in their morning suits.
I love pumpkin spice. Somebody's like, "Hello, oh, Linda's here. Yum."
Something like that. Pumpkin spice.
Yes, this is a Royal Albert tea set. This is a Royal Albert. Isn't it lovely? Look, you can see through it. I don't know if you can see through it.
Just don't drop it.
No, I won't drop it. I won't drop it. And
see, you've got the teacup and tea. Oh no, there's me with a mug.
So we are going to make some ornaments, and
brilliant.
We have to thank Queen Victoria. So we have to thank the British for bringing Christmas trees indoors and making a part of tradition. Because you want to tell the story?
No, you can. Go on.
Okay. So Queen Victoria, God bless the Queen, whatever you say when you say, I don't know, do you say anything like Queen Victoria? Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert, or the consort, was he the royal consort? What was it called? Yes. The husband? Yeah.
Yes, husband or consort, as they call him. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, he was only called Prince Albert. And it's so funny because this is Royal Albert tea set. He was German, and he brought in the Tannenbaum into British society. And that became, because Queen Victoria did it. You don't know how many things we do because Queen Victoria did it. We wear white wedding dresses because Queen Victoria did it. Right?
Yep.
That's why. We got Christmas trees because Queen Victoria did it. So there you go. That's all I know so far about that. So we're gonna make. Let me put away my food so I don't get glitter.
Right.
Or anything. So what have you conjured up to?
Right.
I'm gonna make things out of things that I have here in the house.
Okay.
So that anybody that's watching says, I don't want to go outside and get anything. So I have these. Go ahead. You show me. Show me. You got glitter.
I've got some glitter. I've got glitter. Lots of it. Lots of glitter. Glitter.
I love it. I want to talk like you after I'm done with this. This is amazing.
I have a bauble. There you go, a plastic bauble. So I've got one of those.
I have bauble. I have glitter, so we can do something.
I've also got
together.
some PVA glue. Now, what I'm also going to do with the PVA glue during this is I'm going to run it down my arm, because one of the best things afterwards is like, I don't know if you do that with the Mod Podge, but you can sort of peel it off, and it's just
as children we used to do that. We used to you put it on as though you were like a snake, and then you peel it off. Very cool.
It's anything about children. Just keep doing it.
Why is it called PVA glue? What does that stand for?
It stands for something. Poly something or other. Yeah, it's poly something or other. But yeah,
poly something.
Yeah, Polly put the kettle on. What is it? Oh, I can't. Yeah, it's just PVA. It's the short version for it. So it's the white glue basically. So I've got that as well. And I've come well and truly prepared. I've got containers for my glitter to do if in case I need that as well, and a paintbrush.
Oh, perfect.
So please.
I have some baubles. I have a light bulb, because you never know when you're going to use a light bulb as an ornament.
Ooh.
I can show you what you can turn a light bulb into. And it can become a hot air balloon.
Wow. A hot air balloon.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
They had something like that at Fortnum Mason. Wow.
That's where I got the inspiration.
No.
That's where I got
and I bet you it's a lot cheaper than it is from Fortnum and Mason. I can guarantee you that.
I know. Their prices are so expensive. What else? And I have baubles. I have these little baubles, and I have this little bauble. And I also, because I thought, you know what? There's some folks out there that are like, I don't want to go on and get something else. So I have these jar lids. They're just regular jar lids.
Yeah.
And let's Christmas them up. I thought I would start with this because I thought that would be fun. and it's
Yeah.
something that everybody has around the house. And if you have this and a printer and some doodads and stuff, you can make a Christmas ornament. So I'm looking to see who else. Steve is here. Lola. Everybody. Anybody have any questions for Steve? Please do not hesitate to ask.
Linda says, I've been to London. Where have you been, Linda? Where have you been? Who else have we got on here? Someone, Robin's Buy and DIYs says, start talking like him now, Annie.
It's so funny because I can't do. My parents are Cuban, and every time they ask me in a film, because I do indie films,
Yeah,
do a Cuban accent. All of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know how to do it because it's like I feel like I'm making fun of my mom, so I don't do it. But it's like, oh, can you do? Oh, yeah, would you like some tea? Yeah. So, but of course, my accent comes from absolutely fabulous.
It's
Well,
as long as it's not from the young ones, you're okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Debian!
Yes.
God, I love that show. That was such an amazing show.
Oh,
And I was very sad when, I can't remember the actor's name when he passed away a few years ago. He was very young.
Mail. Yes, Rick Mail. Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, he was. I think it was on one of these 4x4 bikes. He had an accident. So yeah.
Oh, that's how I didn't know how he had passed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Over half my relatives are from England, says Cheryl. Oh, whereabouts? I won't know them. But it's interesting to know which part of the UK. Arrows DIY. I've dreamt of going to London.
Love London. I've only gone once. I'm dying to go back with Luke. I always tell Luke, like, you've seen my son Luke. If I just drop him in London, nobody will ask him twice if he's not, a native. They're like,
just
let him be. He's one of us. Whatever.
That's the beautiful thing about it. It's just so international, so multicultural. It's brilliant.
It is.
And that's the other great thing about it. And so many people know London as well because of so many films being shot, just like it is in New York and other major places.
So I wanted to
so
ask
many
you,
backdrops.
I wanted to ask you because every time I watch it, it's like every time I watch a British film or something from the BBC, it seems like it's always in period. And all these people are in period costumes. Do you have random people walking around different areas of London or the countryside?
There's different bits. There's different bits that they use because some of the places in London, and I remember featuring one of the streets that they do use, and it's in the city of London, and it's still got the 1800s buildings there. So they do use it quite a bit for the backdrops, or alternatively, they'll go to other places. And I know I had some colleagues I used to work with out in a place called St Albans, which is about 30 miles outside London, but they actually used their street and because they were old houses, they did it up and pretended it was London. So they do all sorts of stuff. But yeah. So
that is so cool.
It's quite often that you will go up to London and there will be trailers there with actors and all the, because it's just on the street corners. Just see it.
That is too fun.
Just see it. Music videos, lots of music videos get shot there as well. Get shot.
We have a lot of videos shot here in Miami. Of course, they're all like rap videos and stuff and drug dealer movies and stuff,
Oh, we get some of those. Don't worry.
You do? Oh, okay. Good. What was another? I was trying to think there was another. Oh, Vera. Vera was another show I was watching.
Oh, that's another one where they all die.
Yeah, everybody dies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh, it's like.
Can you imagine getting a contract as an actor, as an actress for you on that one? Oh, yeah, that's not going to last long. Negotiate your pay well on that one. Yeah, don't do it by the time that you're on screen.
Right? And it's like, okay, I'll be dead, but whatever. And that's the other thing I noticed. It's like you watch all these shows and you start watching to say, oh, he was in this show. Oh, he was in this show.
Absolutely.
Oh, he was in this show.
Recognize that one. Yeah.
It's like everybody.
And then start getting more and more. Yeah, it does.
And I can imagine, it's like so much of England is in American culture. It's like Harry Potter. It's like, Harry Potter's not American. That's so English. That's so British.
I found 12 different places in London that you can visit, and you can just go to, and where they actually shot Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm using this design, and this is on Graphics Fairy. So I don't know if you've ever used Graphics Fairy.
No.
So go to graphicsfairy.com, and they have a whole bunch of these vintage, old-fashioned looking designs that you can just use for your
Graphics Fairy.
Graphics Fairy, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just
Lovely.
gonna, yeah, that's what I use a lot, and it's free.
Oh.
Are there any questions that you guys want to? What is it? Weird Misfits. Oh, the Misfits. Oh, and then there's a new show called Utopia. That's a very controversial show. My son was showing me that one. Utopia.
Ooh, not heard of that.
It's kind of like, well, did you see the Squid Game on Netflix?
No, I haven't watched it. No, I've seen clips from it because it's just but I've not. No, I haven't seen
Let
it.
me tell you, Korea is coming out with some amazing actors.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yes, that's gonna go. Yeah, that's gonna go very mainstream. A lot of the actors.
You
and
love
that are in
Utopia,
there.
but which Utopia are you watching? The American or the British version? Because Americans take over everything and then they try to pass it off as their own.
I'm sure it's
Love
happening
us.
the other way around as well. I'm sure that's happening the other way around now, big time.
Which shows you guys taken from us? I don't remember
Oh, I
any.
don't know. I'm sure we'll have adapted a load of Friends ones and tried to pass them off.
Oh yes.
Yeah, all those sorts of things.
All right, so let's see what you're gonna be making. So I'm using this. I'm gonna like antique it. I'm gonna put this inside. I'm gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it simple because we like to talk. Europe is on my bucket list.
No.
I've been to London. I've been to, oh my goodness.
It's a stuck
I've
one.
been
Oh.
to, so we went to Ireland. So we stopped in Ireland, in London. We were there for a few days. I got very emotional. I have to tell you, I got very emotional in London. We went to Piccadilly and we went to, we went to the Abbey. We went to London.
Right. Yep.
Westminster. Oh my gosh, I cried when I was in Westminster Abbey. I saw all the kings and the queen.
Yes.
Then all the literary people that are buried there.
Yes.
And even Sir Laurence Olivier is there. Did you guys know this? If you're a sir or a lady, you can be buried in Westminster Abbey. Did you know this?
There might be a bit of a wait list.
I'm sure there's no space now.
Yeah,
Sure
I think it might be. I think it might be full. Actually, it's one of the things I want to go and film early this year. Actually, get down to Westminster Abbey because I haven't put that on. I haven't done one of those on the channel. Yet, so I will go in there
because it's.
I think Shakespeare's graves in there
thousands.
as well.
Yeah, we're talking about thousands of years of people that are. I was like, wow. You know, we don't have that much history. We don't have that much history here in the United States. You know?
Meanwhile, on the Happy Channel.
Exactly. No, but it's just beautiful. I got very emotional and when because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm here. Oh my gosh, I'm here. It's like,
This is just one of the lucky.
All this on
just
TV.
So fortunate that history is just sort of sitting there. There's a within Central, and this is what I try to bring out in the channel, that people walk past stuff every day, but some of the history is thousands and thousands of years ago. So down Bond Street, and we've got this on one of our videos, but down New Bond Street, there's Sotheby's, the auction house, and there is a statue that sits on top. Outside is the oldest outdoor statue in London, and it actually dates back to 1650 BC. So the statue,
BC,
actually on the BC, and it's on the front of Sotheby's. Mehmet, I think it's called, but it's an Egyptian statue. And what happened was many years ago, about 200-300 years ago.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it.
Yeah, they auctioned it off, and the person that actually won the auction didn't collect it, so they decided to put it at the front, and it sits on top of the canopy. So you can walk past, and most people will walk past it and not see it's there. And it's probably about 1.5 foot. So what's that in 1.5 foot? What's that? About 45 centimeters. Do you do metric or do you do?
No,
imperial?
We do feet. We do.
That's
feet.
all right. That's
why I'm like, why are you converting? We do feet.
Why are you converting? No, that's all right. So it's about 1.5 foot.
Because I started trying to convert it. I'm like, wait a minute.
What?
A foot is a foot. Is it a different foot? Got me nervous there. Oh my goodness.
So it just sits there. But so many people just walk past it. And of course, you've got all the nice Christmas decorations down there this year. And I will tell you, 99% of people would just walk past without realizing it's there. So you've got about 3,000 odd years of history just sitting there. It's incredible. And there's other places around. There's other things around as well, which is, that's why we're so lucky to have that history.
You are very lucky. It's very so lucky. Beautiful. Everything there is so beautiful. So we were there for half of the trip, and then we went to Ireland, which was also like, oh my gosh, this place was so it's just so impressive because you just go everywhere, and it's like I live in Miami. We had swamp. You know, we've only been here. The city of Miami is only.
Yeah, how old is it?
It's only like 230 years old.
Right.
I
Crikey.
mean, yeah. It was swamp. It was like
swamp.
we were in a swamp. Like,
But it's a,
you know,
it's
the
a
only
nice
thing
swamp.
I find here is, you know, it's like we don't even have that many antiques because, you know, it was a swamp here, you know. It's not like you go up to New York or so have you ever been to the United States, or do you want to come to the United States? And
I have.
where do you want to go? Oh, you
So
have. Where have
I
you
came
been?
over to, I went to New York and then to Buffalo. So
You shuffled
yeah,
off to Buffalo?
Shuffled up to Buffalo. So I was in New York City, then went to Buffalo, took the opportunity to go to Niagara Falls and back
Ooh.
as well whilst I was doing that. But that was a few years ago now. That was, that was probably about 15 years ago or so.
Yeah.
But I loved America, and I was like anyone coming to London would be. I stayed in a hotel down near one of the big museums. Anyway, I stayed in a hotel, and I just thought, why am I going to bed? Actually, I just got up with the camera and went into Times Square, Greenwich Village, and all the rest of it in the middle of the night. It was amazing.
Well,
Absolutely
I mean, New York
incredible.
doesn't sleep. I mean, New
No.
York. I mean,
And I
that's
just
where I
thought-
was. So my parents came from Cuba. And they were refugees. They came on the
Right.
freedom flights, and they were like sent straight to New York City. So that's where I was born and raised in New York City.
Right. So whereabouts in New York City?
So I lived in a borough called Queens.
Queens. Yep. Yep.
Yep, Queens. It's a nice borough. It's a nice little borough.
Yep.
So yeah. So I've lost
Fantastic.
most of my New York accent, but it's a little there now and then. Now and then it comes out, you know. But it's so funny because I think that's the other reason why I loved all things British, because I had an English teacher who was actually English. And every semester, if you got an A, you were invited to tea at her home, and you had to be. It was very proper. You had to wear your little gloves, and you had to wear little gloves. Yes, she would make us wear gloves, and we had to be nicely dressed, you know. And it was like on Sunday afternoon.
Sorry, was this a treat?
Yes, this was a treat. As a little girl, this was a treat because she was right by the school, and so you would go to church, and then she would, you know, take the little girls, and we would all go and have tea in her home, and it was so nice. She was the one that taught me how to make scones. Scones, I should say, scones and clotted cream, and it was like, and the clotted cream and all that stuff. So that's where I got the love for all of this. Yeah. Did you see
Steve,
Niagara
yes, I did.
Falls?
I did. I went to Niagara Falls. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe I was standing by the side of it, just watching the water go over. It was
Favi from Arrows is loving my tea set. Yes, this is a Royal Albert. I can't read it. Hold on.
It's an amazing tea set.
England. It's an old one. It's not like the flowery one, but I love it because it's all gold. It's so pretty. And he's drinking his tea out of a mug.
I know. That's what we call over here heathen.
He's a heathen.
Yeah.
We call it heathens here too.
Find it. There you go. The tour through was at Windsor Castle was what? Yeah, it is like walking back through time.
I love that.
Absolutely incredible. Windsor Castle. That is incredible. Yeah, I did make it into Canada. I did go over the border. I decided if I'm coming this far, and I went to Toronto. So I made sure I hit. Oh, look at that!
See, I just put a little wreath inside, and now I'm just gonna do some little doodads here and there. Got some doodads. I don't know what else to call them.
So Lola was saying, great grandmother was a Buchanan from Scotland, and that's where she got her red hair. Closely related to 4 other clans. And you're going to Scotland. I don't blame you. Go to Scotland first and make sure that you know the clan details, because you can get your own clan's tartan. So when you go to Scotland and you go to, if you know your clan, every clan has its own tartan. So you'll get that. So, and if you're related to 4, then you might have lots of different tartans. So, that'd be good. That's
nice.
Very,
very nice.
Very interesting.
I always wondered why like private schools always had tartans for, like, at least in the United States, all these private Catholic schools all have tartans, like, for the skirts. It's always plaid skirts. I always thought that was interesting.
I wonder if there is some Scottish heritage to the private school.
Maybe. I wonder, yeah.
Might be some Scottish money or something like
that.
That invested it and launched in it. Might be.
Yep. Could possibly be.
Could be. Could be.
Possibly be.
Yeah, it could be behind it. That looks incredible.
Encyclopedia. What is it? That's right. It almost matches your T-shirt. You are so smart, Steve. Like an encyclopedia status.
I'm just lucky I live here.
Victoria, Canada is very, yes. Victoria, Canada is very British. Yes.
Ah. Excellent.
So how do you feel about like The Crown, the series The Crown?
That's it's brilliant for entertainment. And it really is. It's great for entertainment. But the bit that you've got to be really careful about is there is a lot of poetic license that goes into it. So not everything that you read is true. Now, some of the stories are fantastic that they build into there, some of the background stories. So things happening in politics at the time. Harold Macmillan and various other bits and pieces, because a lot of that is true, but not necessarily what's been said, etc. So take it as the entertainment, take some of it, and if you're interested, then Google it, because you'll then be able to see which bits are true, etc. But it is entertaining, and I can't remember when the new season starts. Actually, I think they're shooting
2022.
it now.
They were going to try to start it now, but they're going to wait until spring of 2022.
Right. Yeah, and
which
that will be
very
quite interesting because that will be heart into the Diana years.
Yes, I was stunned because I had never heard about Aberfan, and then I was like horrified about what actually happened.
Yes,
and I had never known about that.
No,
it was horrific, and my mom was still alive, and she said she remembered that. She remembered that storyline because again, she loved all things British. So I think she thought she should have been British. She was a redhead. That was the other thing. My mom was like pale redhead Cuban Hispanic. It's like,
redhead,
what?
Crikey.
What? Where did that come from?
Wrong part of the world, without doubt. Wrong part of the world.
I know, right?
That'll be really interesting.
Hold on, I'm reading one. Is changing of the horse guard still happening?
It is changing. Right. So changing of the guard is still happening.
They don't change. Do they change the horses as well? I would think so, right?
Yeah. So what happens is they actually change the guard. So they march them up and then they march them back again. So horses aren't involved in that. You have so you've got horse guards parade. But if you go on to London Visit, sorry, I'm not going to do a plug here, but if you want to see what happens from the inside, Jaden and I were really lucky last year, and we went into Wellington Barracks, where all of the soldiers that change the guard practice before they go out. They do the parade. So most people watch them and you can see it because they have a big parade ground and they're marching around and all the rest of it. We went behind the scenes. We saw all of their trophy cabinets, etc. We saw all of their cups, medals, etc., which are made by Tiffany, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you, that's in there as well. We went into their sort of the barracks area, and we saw them practicing beforehand, which is just we were blown away. And then we saw them march off to go change the guard first thing on a Sunday morning, because you can go and see it on a Sunday morning about 10:30 every Sunday morning. And then we saw them come back again as well. So they go, replace, and then come back again. So you see the marching band go off and come back. So if you get a chance, it's absolutely incredible. Linda, you've seen it. Yeah, it is. It's great. And you've got the 5 different regiments. And I can't remember. You've got the Grenadier Guards. You've got the Irish, the Scots, the Welsh. And it might be the Irish Guards. I think they're the 5.
Really?
And they all have different colours in their busbies. So the big hats that they wear, they've got a different colour feather that sits within it, which actually denotes the different guard that they're in.
Oh, neat.
And if you go up to there and see it and go by Green Park, there's posters up there that actually tell you which one's for which, so you can see it. So if you get a chance, Sunday morning, it's a brilliant thing to do. But get there early, because the crowds that gets at the gates, it gets really, really busy very, very quickly.
And I heard, is it correct? Because I think I heard, because people were like teasing the guards so much, I think they said that they're not allowing people to come up to them as they used to.
Yeah, so in some places they are
people
more
were
exposed
rude.
than others. Yeah. So if you go to Horse Guards Parade, there are a couple of horses as sentries that are right on the street, basically.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so you can go up by the horses and have your photos taken, etc. So they're all amenable to that, and a lot of it is just tradition. There's no doubt about it. But it's still incredible. I still find it a wow every time we go. So
that is so neat.
But you've got bits.
It is something so historical.
Oh,
There's so much about, you know, that's the only thing. It's like, you know, America, we're such a Mod Podge of literally Mod Podge of people and like traditions and stuff. And it's really funny because it's like, it's very hard.
That makes it more
certain. Yeah, it's very eclectic.
It's multicultural. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which gives it its own feeling.
Yes.
But that's brilliant because it gives it its own feeling. So it's not one thing, which is then just a duplication. It's its own because there's so much that's gone into it.
And I wanted to ask you, because one of the traditions that I use, which is, you know, it's like, why? I don't know. I just started it. I actually use crackers on Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve. Yes. Okay. So Christmas Eve, so Cubans celebrate Christmas Eve. We have a big dinner Christmas Eve, and then actually we would go to the procession and go to like midnight mass. I no longer do midnight mass. I'm like, when I had little kids, when, you know, they were small, I was like, I'm not doing midnight mass. We'll go to the mass right before dinner and we'll celebrate that way. But I started because my ex was, you know, part Dutch, part Irish or something.
Right. We
started incorporating a lot of his traditions, and I love the whole cracker thing. That is so much fun. Right. So everybody's setting before they, you know, when we first sit down to eat dinner, everybody has a cracker at their setting, and that's how we start. We start the dinner off with a prayer, and everybody opens their crackers, and we have the little crowns, and we say the little jokes.
Yes.
But where did that? Do you know where that tradition started from?
Do you know what I do? And I can't remember where the heck it was. Well? I've got a funny feeling it might well be back then. And I know I did a podcast on this a couple of years ago, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. But I bet you make your own crackers, don't you?
Oh. I don't, because I don't. I buy them because it doesn't have the, you know, and I like the crackers.
Oh, because you can buy those.
You can?
Yeah, I'm sure you can, because my sister-in-law makes them. She makes crackers, and I'm sure she puts her own. She puts her own. What, I don't know what they call, but let's call them baggers.
Baggers,
like it, or snappers, or whatever it is. But I'm sure she does. I'm sure. And Jo, my wife's on here, so she'll probably know. But I'm sure she puts. I'm sure you can buy them, and then you can just glue them on the inside.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, because if you don't, because I've made them before. I've used the toilet roll thing.
Yeah, that's it.
To make but then it doesn't have the crack. And I did that once, and everybody was like, "Oh, you did it cheap." And I'm like, "Sorry." You know, and then you get the little toys inside. It's a lot of fun. If you guys have never done that, it's a lot of fun.
Where'd you get your crackers from?
They sell them all over the place down here.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know if you had a specific type that you always got, because I've seen them in Fortnum & Mason, and some of the stuff they have in there.
Oh, no. I can imagine the crackers that they have there are probably $100 for a set of 5 crackers.
They've got a cheese grater. Believe it or not, they've got a mini cheese grater they have in there. And you know the little lemon juicers, the little sort of things on a stick. Yeah, they've got those in there as well. I'm just trying to think of some of the other bits and pieces.
We've had there's some like upper end ones, and I've had ones that have like the silver little mini yo-yos. They've had like the little container with like a little sewing kit, but it's like in silver. I remember one year it was like I got a little silver tops. It was all like silver, you know, kind of stuff. It was really nice. high end, pretty little things. I don't know. You know,
well, I better check our crackers after. See if we've got the quality.
Yes, it was very cool. It was very cool. Now I'm going to add. Hold on. I'm going to add some ribbon to the outside of this.
You're busy working away, and I'm just yakking. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Yak away, please. They're used to me making stuff.
Doing a great job there. Absolutely amazing.
Wow, I would love to see those. I've never heard that. Yeah, I'm gonna look them up, or send it to me if your wife makes them or your sister makes them.
Yeah, my sister-in-law does, and I'm sure. I wonder if they're a bit like they might be messaging now, but I'm sure you can buy the snappers.
I'll look them up on Amazon, because I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure
do you know what? If you can't get on Amazon, it's not going to be available anywhere. Other retailers are available. But
that is so cool that you can go to Twinings and they actually make.
Yeah, they do that, but also you can go and have a tea consultancy in Fortnum & Mason. So they have this whole tea bar, and they'll talk to you about how you want your tea. So you've got to give me You've got to ping me an email after so you can do it, and I will get you a packet of tea. I'm sure there won't be any customs problems in sending it internationally. I just
you never know. You never know.
You never know.
You
Tell
never
me about
know.
it. And we'll get you some tea. We'll get you some specially
I'm
made
part of
tea.
I'm a part of the Dollar. There's a, you know how we have Dollar Tree? There's actually a tea club called Dollar Tea.
Oh,
and
right.
They have all different types of tea, and each sample costs $1. So every month they get like a few little samples of tea.
Oh,
they have one,
so it's like a club.
actually, I should order it now because they have a nutcracker tea that is delicious. I like sweet teas. Yes. Hey, I'm Scottish. Just found out from Ancestry.
Very good.
Very nice.
It's amazing what you find out.
I need to party with you guys for the good quality crackers. Well, I'm going to have a cracker night where we're making. Now, you understand here in the States, when you say cracker, you're talking about two things. You're talking about saltines, and you're talking about folks in the South that we call crackers. I don't know why we call them crackers. You guys know why we call crackers in the South? Because I'm in the deep South here, you know.
Oh, so we have a family story that my great-grandpa was going on the Titanic.
Ooh.
He wanted to watch a soccer game, and I believe so he didn't go. Wow.
Wow.
Crikey.
Do you know there was a Cuban on the Titanic?
Was there?
Yes, there was. And he was a rowing Olympian. And he was actually on one of the boats rowing away from the Titanic. So,
got off and wow.
There you go.
Look at that. Fantastic.
I gotta put a little bit more on the back so I can clean it up. So there you go. An ornament out of the blue.
Got it away quite quick though, with the rowing. Wow.
So what's your favorite place? Like, what's your go-to place in London that you're like, okay, I got to get away from the world. This is my favorite place.
Probably for me, it's probably on the South Bank. So there's a walk that you can do from Westminster, which is where the London Eye is, and it takes you all the way down to London Bridge. So it's about 2.5 miles, and it takes you right down the side of the Thames. But there's a place there, and it's called Gabriel's Wharf. And it's got a beach. So when the Thames goes out, and because the Thames is extremely tidal and extremely dangerous if you're in it at that part because it is so tidal. But there is a place there, and it's called Gabriel's Wharf, and it's got a sandy beach, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's one of those places you can just go down onto the beach. The view from there gives you the view of the City of London, St Paul's Cathedral in one direction, back towards the London Eye in the other direction, and it's just absolutely incredible. And also, there's good food places there, so you can actually take a coffee, and if the tide's out, you can go and sit on the beach and watch the world go by.
Oh,
incredible!
Nice. I like
so you've got a beach in the central London. Once again, another one that most people walk past. But in the summer, because it's so tidal, you actually get the sand sculptures. So people go down there and make sculptures with the sand. Yeah.
I've seen that. You know, I think I went to London and it was summertime. It was August.
Yes.
Yeah. It was August. It was very nice.
So,
and I was remembering because
incredible.
That's another impressive. I loved going to the Tower of London and you see the jewels there. They have the jewels there.
Crown jewels. Yeah.
The crown jewels. But it was interesting because you mentioned Tiffany's. Was it Tiffany's? Yeah, it was Tiffany's. Yes. And they had bought the Hope Diamond. And I actually saw the Hope Diamond, but here at the Smithsonian. Because it ended up in Tiffany's here in New York.
Right.
Did you know that?
No.
And they put the Hope. You heard about the Hope Diamond, right?
Diamond. Yeah. Yeah.
So when he got it, he's like, oh, I'm putting this in a museum.
Wow.
I don't want anybody dying. So
no,
it's in the museum and nobody has died since then. But yeah, that was it. But it started off in India and it ended up, it was the French blue diamond that was, worn by King Louis of France.
Yeah, and it's got quite a history to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got one hell of a history.
Diamonds aren't always a girl's best friend, especially in that case.
No.
So
yeah, the curse of a diamond.
I wanted to ask you about any strange Christmas traditions
that
are in England or,
Do you know what? I've been racking my brain and I can't think of strange Christmas traditions. I don't think you have Boxing Day there, do you? The day after the 20th.
Canada does. Canada has Boxing Day.
Right. Because Old Empire and things like that.
Yes.
So it's probably a carry on from that. So we have Boxing Day, which is almost, I would put it akin to probably Black Friday for you guys.
What does that mean? You have sales or stuff?
Oh god, yeah, it goes mad. So,
oh wait, somebody asked for a question. Wait. Hey Annie, answer above. What's the answer above? I don't know. What's the answer? What was the wait, hold on. Was it the answer to crackers? I don't know. What was the answer? What was the question I gave? I don't know. The group I was in, we went to see Jack the Ripper pub. Okay. Lola, what was the question that I asked that you have the answer above? Black Friday should be called Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. Yeah, it should be.
They didn't even do Black Friday this year.
Oh, didn't they? We did.
Yeah.
The UK's now adopted it. So it's one of those things that's adopted. But our Boxing Day, so it's another public bank holiday, but it's almost like Black Friday. So you have Thanksgiving on the Thursday,
right.
And then on the Friday you've got that. So it's almost akin to that. So it's another day that's off, but the shops just go absolutely bonkers and sell everything.
Really, yeah. So great.
So we have that. So we have two public bank holidays. If that, yeah.
So the answer to where does cracker come from? What's the answer, Lola? Tell me the answer.
Oh,
that's interesting. But I'm trying to think what other because I'm Hispanic, and in Europe, I mean, in Spain, they would celebrate Epiphany. So we celebrate the Three Kings Day. So I was funny because last night I was on with Arrow's DIY, Favi, and she was celebrating the 12 days of Christmas, but she didn't realize that there was 12 days of Christmas between Christmas and Epiphany.
Right. Okay. Now, is that the 6th or the 5th?
The 6th.
6th. It is the 6th.
January 6th.
There's always every single year across the UK. There's a big discussion. Is it the 5th? The decorations are going to be down by, or is it the 6th? The last 6th. Night, etc. I thought, okay, good. It's official.
And if you're a cracker, the decorations don't come down. That's all I'm going to say. If you're down in the south, just leave the lights on. Who cares? Now you've seen Christmas. Have you seen Christmas videos? Now I have to tell you. Wait, before I start. I do watch a few others there across the pond. I do watch Mr. Carrington. I love Mr. Carrington.
Mr. Carrington.
Yeah, he does DIYs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, him. And then I watched Dainty Diaries, Catherine, but she's in Ireland.
Right.
And I watched, and I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the channel, but it's Jurgen and oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but she's British, he's German, and they drive around the countryside. She's a redhead. I don't know if you've ever watched her, but I've featured her on my channel as well. The couple, they're really cute. They're super cute.
So is it sort of a camper van just traveling all around?
They don't. It's not a camper van. They just take weekend jaunts here and there to different places out in the countryside. And so they've been to they go to all the different beautiful little country, because that's the other thing. It's London is beautiful, but my gosh, your countryside, it's fairy tale like.
Some of it is amazing. And what's really interesting is for you guys, you wouldn't think anything about getting in the car and driving a couple of hours to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas here in the UK, we make it into sort of a 3-week planning military exercise.
Really?
It's so we've got to go to Birmingham. Oh, that's like an hour and 3/4 away, etc. It's well, maybe we'll do that. So it's completely different. And I suppose that's because that's just because we're so much smaller. So to get from and where we are
to drive to Disney World, it's a 3.5-4 hour drive.
Right.
And people do this. People in Miami will go to Disney World 3 times a month.
Right. Wow. See, for that's a major expedition. That's like an annual holiday. If you're not traveling overseas, that's just oh
my gosh, that is too funny. I'm trying to fix something here. Hold on.
Quality crackers.
I don't see the answer to crackers.
We're really fortunate. But then again, you've got such beauty across the US.
Yes. It's just so varied. It's so varied.
Yeah, and you have the variety, from deserts and it's the Rockies over on the far side. You've got everything there as well, just in a lot bigger and a lot more space for it.
Well, and that's one of the things that I've seen when people come over here from, anywhere in Europe. They're like, everything's huge here. I'm like, well, it's huge. It's for us to get to another country, if you're in the middle of the United States, it's a good 3-day tour. Whereas if you wanted to pop over to like, Paris, you just get on a train.
So
How
I
long
used
does
to
it
do.
take you to take? How long does it take
So-
you to go to Paris?
So to Paris, I can get on a plane and I can be in Paris in 50 minutes to the airport. So airport to airport in 50 minutes, 50, and then train in. So we have something that goes around. You've probably heard of the Tour de France, a big cycling race
Wow.
that happens every
Yes.
year.
Yes.
And I used to do that every so often. I'd go and see the last stage. So I'd get up early in the morning, get a plane from not far from here, go over to Paris, get into Paris, and then see the Tour de France, the final stage, as they're going round and round and round, because they go round Paris 9 times, the cyclists, before they finish, and then come home that night.
Wow.
So it's, and now we've also got the Eurostar train. You can do Paris, I think it's about a couple of hours. So that just zooms through the Channel Tunnel and out through the other side.
The Channel,
We
right?
are fortunate. Yeah, through the Channel. Yeah. I can get from not far from here to Edinburgh. That's once again, that's about 50 minutes. And then there's trams and all the rest of it. It takes you into the heart of Edinburgh, which is beautiful. So you can go and see Scotland.
I'm dying to go to Scotland. I didn't get to go to Scotland. Dying to go to Scotland. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Edinburgh's beautiful. Edinburgh's beautiful with the castle up the top there as well, and all the history from there. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, just really, really lucky.
like
There you go.
literally the only castle I can get to from here is Disney World.
Disney World.
Cinderella's castle.
Where do we?
That's the only one. Unless I go to Puerto Rico, no, they don't have a castle. They have a fort. They don't have a castle.
Right.
But
Okay.
that's the only place I can go to, like a castle within a day. Is
Right.
there's
Disney
not many
World.
castles. Not many castles here. I mean, unless they're like built by the billionaires or whatever. Hey, Sandy's here. Sandy's here. How are you doing, Sandy? Ah, Winchester is lovely. Somebody said Winchester.
Ah,
My daughter's in Winchester.
Winchester is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's studying. I take it. Mackenzie,
guess.
she's studying there in Winchester. Winchester is gorgeous. And it used to be, if I remember rightly, the Norman capital of the UK. Winchester, many years ago, like in the 800s. So I think Winchester was then the capital, because London has been the capital. It was the capital with the Romans were here, and then it sort of disappeared when the Romans left. And I think Winchester, if I remember rightly, was the capital then. But Winchester is beautiful. We're lucky we've got castles and other bits and pieces all over the place. Actually, we've got where I live, we've got the ruins of a castle about a 3-minute walk from where I am, from a Norman castle.
Am I mistaken, or is there a pyramid in Britain somewhere?
A pyramid? What, full-size pyramid?
Not full size, but like
Now there is
like
an
an obelisk. There's something.
Yeah.
There's a connection between Egypt and London, or not London, but Britain. Is there an obelisk or something that was there to show?
There's a pyramid obelisk in one of the churchyards in central London. There's over at Limehouse. There's definitely one of those there, and they're not quite sure what it actually dates from and how far back it is, because it's been in the churchyard for absolutely donkey's years. But apart from that, I'm not sure.
So reason the cracker word comes from the enslaved times to cotton and sugarcane fields, things that didn't happen in England, thank God. That was the name of the overseer, the cracker.
Oh, really?
Didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that at all.
I just knew that some Southerners were called crackers. That's all I didn't mean any offense. And I always told my son, because he's half, like my ex was American. He's Anglo or whatever American.
Yes.
And
Anglo American. Yeah.
And half Cuban. I would always call him a Cuban cracker, because we have Cuban crackers. So would rack shit at them.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Now here we go. You definitely can get the bang for the crackers.
Definitely.
Oh,
okay, cool.
Let me see if I can find out where we can get them from.
All right. Very cool.
Okay.
I'll find it on Amazon, because I would love, guys, that's going to be a tutorial. I don't know how many videos I'm going to come out with between now and Christmas. And I might just go live, because I have been trying to edit for the last 2 days for a video that I made. And I made some really cute stuff, but I haven't been able to finish the dang editing.
Yeah.
So, just looked it up on Amazon. They sell snaps.
Ah.
I'll see if I can look that up. I will look that up. I'm sure they do.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure they must do. Crikey, if you can get it in the UK, America, not going to be a problem at all, because you've got Amazon.com.
Yeah, that's right. We got everything. We
Yeah.
got everything here. It's true.
Right.
So anyway, have you
Looking
guys please have you subscribed to London Visited?
Only do it if you're interested, please. But
Yes.
thank you.
It's just so much fun because you can just travel around and it's really cool. You get to learn about London without having to visit there. You save a bundle of money.
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
the same. It's not the same, but it's very cool to learn about another cities and especially a beautiful. I mean, that's what's so cool is that you live there and you can explore so many places
Yeah.
and you still learn new things about.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt. I often walk past things. One of the things that absolutely hit me is I walked past this, just like a street bollard. So like street furniture that you get, things in the street. And I walked past this bollard and I thought, that looks really weird. And I looked and I investigated it. And actually it's a cannon dating from the 1800s. So what they did, because they started running out of money and metal and various other bits and pieces, when they scrapped the ships in the 1800s, they took a load of the cannons and they actually upturned them, cemented them into the ground and used them as street bollards. How about that?
Wow, interesting.
So you walk past. So once again, it's another one of those things that people walk past, and it's an upturned street. It's an upturned cannon from the 1800s. So it's probably been on a boat that's been halfway around the world and all the rest of it. Been in a argy-bargy with someone and done. There you go.
Wow. And another thing I want to mention, since we're talking about Christmas and we're talking about Britain and London and all that stuff, we have to thank again another English person that popularized Christmas. From what I understand, was Charles Dickens.
Because Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. That was like the first real novel that was written about Christmas. And, before Tim Burton, he messed with like ghosts and Christmas at the same time. And I love it. I've never seen that. I love the Christmas Carol. I love A Christmas Carol. Because of that, because it's so like it's spooky. It's just how many times have we to like see reiterations of the Christmas Carol?
So dark. It's just so dark though, isn't it? It really is. It's just
it also brings to light what
it's about.
What a lot of people suffer still. There's a lot of people that that still do not see the point of Christmas or celebrating or family, and they don't appreciate it, and they're miserly. There's many ways of being miserly, not only with money, but even with your love and affection. So don't be a Scrooge. Bah humbug. No bah humbugs here. Celebrate Christmas because that is, if you can, if you want to, celebrate the joy of Christmas with family and friends and all that stuff. So
exactly.
And he's a superhero. And Fabi was wonderful last night. We went live last night and we did. I was the 11. She still has another night. So guys, remember to check out Hours DIY tonight. She has the 12th day of live going live. So, but this was so much fun. I hope this isn't the last time we go live because this is truly cool. And it would be so cool if we can get like some other countries to join us. That would be so fun.
Go multi.
That would be
absolutely incredible.
So fun. That would be so fun. Like I have to be honest, you're not my first transatlantic visitor. I had someone from Ireland last year. He was a woodworker.
Oh, that's right. Ireland. That's fine.
I'm so sorry, but it was very cool. However, I was very impressed because he was willing to go live with me at 9 p.m. my time, which I found out later. I was like, that's 3 o'clock.
That's like
your time. Are you insane? What are you doing? So, but anyway, I am so glad I was able to introduce you to my channel, to my friends here.
It's fantastic. We'll have you over. Definitely. We'll have you over on ours. But listen, thank you so much. Really.
Yes. And anytime you want me to be on your channel live, I'll be more than happy to join you.
She'll do that.
Yes.
Definitely.
That would be fun.
And listen, thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed it. I wish you a happy Christmas. And happy New Year to you and to all the people on here as well. Absolutely superb. Really, really enjoyed. And thank you. It's just been fantastic looking at the chat as well. It's incredible.
So thank you, guys. Brilliant. And do you have a send off that you have on your channel that you say goodbye? Is there any special way you say goodbye on your channel?
No, there isn't. It's just like tutty buys. There you go.
Tutty's buys. I like that.
Tutty buys.
Tutty buys. Tutty buys. Well, as I always like
another Britism.
As I always like to say, stay safe, be kind. God bless each and every one of you. And that means you too, Tiny Tim. And remember to live the adventure. I hope you guys are living the adventure of Christmas. I apologize that I have not come out with my video from last week. It's forthcoming. And as I said, I might go live a couple of nights. And if I get those cracker things done, we'll do, maybe a whole bunch of us can do some crackers together. That would be fun. We'll do crackers together. So everybody can add, crackers to their traditions and their homes. Thank you again so much, Steve. And thanks to everyone out there. See you again soon. Bye.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Hold on. There we go.